I got the results. I was at an event and I took a phone call and I was told that I needed to come in the next day to see a surgeon. And I thought, I need a surgeon. It means I've got cancer.
What was your immediate reaction then when you knew?
I mean, the first thing I thought was, I'm dying.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought, I've probably got 24 hours to live.
Labour MP Dawn Butler was diagnosed with breast cancer in December. She hasn't spoken publicly about it until now.
The next thing I thought was, oh, I'm going to lose all my hair. The surgeon said I shouldn't need chemotherapy because the cure is an operation to cut it out, so that's the cure. So I knew there had to be tears. I haven't cried a lot, and I think, you know, probably the tears will come at some point. I think it was just all a blur, really. One day I was sitting at home and I thought, I'm going to need to have to go public. I just had a panic attack. And this was probably about midnight. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, you know, and I just started feeling myself sort of overheating.
Why do you want to talk about this publicly?
The more we can talk about cancer, the less of a struggle it might be to cope with it. And it helps. You know, it is helpful.
Ms Butler's cancer was picked up after she'd been for a routine mammogram. A number of international studies have highlighted that uptake of cancer screening, like mammograms, is generally lower amongst people of colour.
I'm Georgette Oney. I'm an oncoplastic breast surgeon. I remove cancers and I do reconstruction. Women have said to me that they don't think it applies to them because the information that they get, they don't really see anybody that looks like them in the leaflet, for instance. Overall, compared to where we were 10, 20, 30 years ago, yes, you know, breast cancer treatment, very, very good. But we are still seeing, despite that, we're still seeing disparities, and so there's always work to do.
After we spoke, Dawn Butler went in for life-saving surgery, a mastectomy to remove the cancerous cells. She says it was successful and she's been told she doesn't need chemotherapy or radiotherapy.
They got all the cancer.
The cancer's all out.
The cancer's all out, so the cancer's all gone. A mammogram saved my life. Without a mammogram, my cancer wouldn't have been discovered. And there's 1 million women who haven't had their mammogram. And they
missed it because of COVID.
They missed it because of COVID. And they estimate there's like 9,000 women who are walking around with breast cancer and they don't know it. And there'll be women who will die if their breast cancer is not discovered, and needlessly so.
What would you like to say to the surgeons and the anaesthetists and the breast cancer nurses and the senior registrars and the auxiliary nurses and all those people who were on shift when you had your life-saving surgery?
I've kind of made a promise to them that I'm not going to forget them. They don't always feel valued. You know, they've saved my life. And you just think it's, and I know it's what they do, but they really are sort of superheroes.
Now she wants to speak out about her cancer diagnosis to encourage other women to go for their mammogram appointments. We brought together a group of women who've had breast cancer to meet Dawn.
Lucy, this is Leanne, and this is Dawn.
I really wanted Dawn to meet Lucy and Rose and Leanne because you have been through it. Dawn is going through it. So here we are.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for the invitation.
Thanks for, getting us all together.
Dawn, you are very high profile. You are a black woman. People are going to know that you've had breast cancer. How are you feeling about that?
It is a huge thing to do because I know that I'm going to get, you know, some wonderful comments and some wonderful support, but there is going to be the abuse as well that's going to come from me going public, and you know, I've got to make sure that I'm physically and mentally strong enough to do that.
When I found out that you had it, to me, I was like, can you imagine? This is a woman going through probably one of the worst things that you've ever gone through in your life. And I don't want to get emotional, but you're actually sitting here and we're going, it's acceptable. And it's not. I've seen other white celebrities come out and say that they've got breast cancer. I've looked at the comments, nothing but praise. So this is where you're going to see a difference between black women and white women talking about it. White women will get praised, they'll get put on certain platforms. And then, on the other hand, black women, I get vilified. I get called race baiting. I've been called probably every name under the sun. You race baiting. Yeah.
I think it's common. I had to think twice about whether, you know, I take my social media down before I came here. But actually, we found it when we were starting the support groups and launching the support groups.
Yeah.
It's race hate, basically. When I was growing up, I was a Windrush kid born in '56, so we went through certain things, but I don't expect my children to be going through that now.
Yeah. We've been told time and time again, black people don't get cancer because people don't see that the cancer narrative fits them.
I would agree. I think I have met quite a lot of black women that have made my experience just that little bit more personal. So when I was having chemo, 3 of the chemo nurses that would see me, they just brought me this joy, and it was almost like being looked after by my own mum. They made me feel comfortable. They gave me advice that no one else could.
Yeah, you know, my surgeons were great, Dr. Hugh and Dr. Yildirim, and he's funny. And that sense of humour helped me. Like, I was like, this is a massive operation. And he said, what do you care? You'll be asleep. said, I'm the one doing all the work.
And the one thing Dawn Butler really wants you to do?
Please go for your mammogram and just take it up and go for it and don't hesitate.
Really important message, and our thanks to Dawn Butler for